Hey guys, hello. Who's in today? Well, I'm not feeling 100% today, guys. Hey Jody, had terrible migraine last night and it's just started coming back right now. So, from a self-awareness point of view, I will not be trading today. I will go over the charts as per normal. I'll remark them up um, and map them out accordingly. But hey Jez, hey Peter. Yeah, just saying to the guys, literally, migraines coming back from last night. So just from a self-awareness point of view, I'm not going to be placing any trades. But I will continue to run through the charts and look at them. So um, from the way that we mapped them out this morning, we'll see what has actually happened. We can see that the no trade range that was formed here this morning, where we're going to look for buys above 22,243 on the Nasdaq, that is still in play. Thanks, Jody. Yeah, just really struggling looking at the screen at the minute. So it is what it is. Um, the joys of being in front of the screen every day, I guess. We're going to adjust the support level on the Nasdaq down to the most recent support that's been formed here on the 30 minute at 22,150. So let's put that in there. Okay, so the no trade zone has actually got bigger, as you can see. Let me just do this because so we can potentially. It didn't work. I was hoping it would move the letters down, but it hasn't. So yeah, I don't like where we currently sit for the Nasdaq. So we would have to wait for the market to either break below this area, which we can see if we get below 2150, we've got 50, 44 pip range, which is plenty of room to get T1, T2, 20 pips, 40 pips. So there's room there. Now, we do have discussions taking place today between the US and the Eurozone regarding trade discussions. This could create a little bit of volatility, but on the whole, we have seen the DAX, which is the major mover of the day, to be fair. Um, we can see how this has moved. So this morning when we came into the markets, we were only looking really for one thing, which was buy setups. It came down into our area of interest where we were looking for a buy on a rejection. Never happened. We got a close below. So those that were looking at this, then maybe you could have taken a sell on the break of that wick. I didn't fancy it myself, just on the basis of how far the market had already moved. So I think we sit out of that. Again, if we just look at the higher time frame, and my bias still remains with looking for buy setups, which, as you can see, we've highlighted here, looking for a BPC setup. So on the 4 hour, we're still seeing a strong move up. Yes, it's a strong move back down, but we are coming into this little area. Now, this could potentially be one for tomorrow, or dependent on what happens with these trade discussions between the US and the Eurozone. Um, we can get rid of that no trade zone now. Don't need that there. Um, so continuations, the movement for today is obviously to the downside. The limitation that you have here is that the market's already moved 270 points or 1.2%. So when something's already moved that far, I'd rather wait for where we'd got the buy on the rejection from this area, I'd rather wait for price to push higher, create a resistance on a lower time frame, then look to sell it back down into the support area. So I think on that basis, those that trade the flips, there was a nice 1 hour flip here on the DAX. Only thing you might have been concerned about is how far it already moved. But you are selling uh, with trend, with current momentum on the day. So and following two nice big strong momentum candles. So that was an option for anyone. Did anyone look at the DAX for that flip there on the hourly? Lower time frames, not very crystal clear. You could have looked at mm, no, the flip was better. So yeah, no, I'm just gonna sit tight and see what tomorrow brings really, because preference will lay with the predominant trend, and the predominant trend, not the short-term trend. The short-term trend today on the DAX is to the downside. The predominant trend is obviously to the upside. Rich didn't take the flip, no problem. How's it been so far this week, Rich? Have you had a good week? Um, so guys, on a flip note, how many of you hey Frankie. So question, so some pretty good news for those of you that use the incubator account, the pro account, we've now got some amazing swaps on the pro account. Now, obviously spreads are going to be pretty much the same across the board with brokers, but if you look at the swaps, so those of you that do um, want to look at utilizing the incubator account and taking profits into your personal account, then make sure you get your pro account set up where your incubator account is, because literally the swaps are phenomenal. You're getting charged less. Quiet week so far. Didn't trade Monday. Yesterday was 1.3. Oh, lovely. Nice work yesterday, Rich. Yeah, so some really good got in on Swiss yen short. Yeah, it looked nice this morning, but obviously I don't trade that market. So let's have a quick look at what we discussed when you called it out. Yeah, so that was the area. You've got all this clear space to trade in on. Um, it looks good underneath the low of the current 4 hour candle. Let's have a. But yeah, there was I don't know, we got 90. There was 20, 30 pips there. Yeah, Peter, I know that. James rang me about half an hour ago because I was just speaking to him regarding the pro accounts, because I said, look, it'd be nice if everyone could have everything under the same roof, because then at least that way you can have a look and say, right, your incubator account is here, your pro account's there. When you move it across, you can get the best conditions there are. But and he told me there was still some issues with your payments, and it's something to do with uh, three the 2FA or something. So I don't know whether you call it 2FA or card verification. So all I know is Ops is dealing with it, buddy, and hopefully you will get sorted later this week. So Rich, well done on Swiss yen. I'm gonna head back to this. All right. Okay. So what would we look for here? So obviously bias remains to the upside. I wouldn't want to be trading long in this area, or in fact, I don't want to be trading in this range. I'd take a breakout above 22,243. and I'd take a breakout below 22,150. Um, and I would look for something similar to what we see here, where you see these long-tailed wicks. If we could sell off, come down into here, we spike through it, then we have a buying candle close back above 22,091. Wick down, we buy the high and trade it up. That would be my preference. So let's just put buy false break here. Now, remember, guys, anyone that says they know a false break is coming before it happens, or they know a breakout's happening, no one knows that. We can only trade based on simple set of rules. So let's say we were looking for a false breakout here based on the previous support that we can identify here. So look what happens. Let me just move this out of the way for now. So, not that one. Where are you? Here we go. So, so first of all, the market pops down below. We take out support, but then we close back above it, as you can see here. Then the next important thing is we've had a bullish candle close. It is a downrange candle, meaning it has a lower high and a lower low than the previous candle. So although we've got a bullish close after taking out support, we need to see a wick down then a break of the highs in order to trade the false break. So you can see the next candle moves lower first. As it moves lower, you can place your buy stop above the highs. So if the market does switch round and you have a change in sentiment after moving lower, you're going to get triggered, and hopefully we're going to run in and fill all of this range here. Now, the important thing here before us placing the trade was the next candle wicked down. So we're with a very strong trend. Our bias remained we were only looking for buys. So that was a trading opportunity for those of you in front of the charts at 7 o'clock last night. Not for me. I'm definitely not going to be sat there at 7 o'clock at night. But from a technical perspective and the way we look at our setups, that could have been one as an example that you can use for back testing and for identifying opportunities. Okay, so let's take a. So we don't really need to do anything else with this chart. It's pretty much. Oh, let me just do this. Put this back here. So we're set there for the Nasdaq. Let's take a look at the DAX. Okay, the DAX. We are seeing a little bit of buyer sentiment, but nothing specific. So ideally, if we're gonna see buyers come in, we need to wait for this candle to close. So at least, uh, yeah, I think I'd just wait now until, because it's such a strong drop. I'd want to see the market give us an hour bullish close, and that might see a little shift on the hourly. So if we get a bullish close on the hourly, do we get above this 15-minute sort of little minor resistance? If we do, then we can look for a wick down and a buy above the hourly high. So that'd be the setup I would look for here. So this can go now. Uh, we don't need that. We do have a lot of candle space, free candle space, if we can get above this area. Ooh, I'm not sure I like the number though. 22,666 buys above 22,666. Let's put 667. And if we look at all that space there, there's only this wick that represents any kind of issue, because the rest of these candles have all been big bodied candles with very small wicks. So it's a very directional move. So that looks good. In terms of, let's just put that here. So that's the all-time high. We don't need to worry about buys above that yet because we're going to focus on buys somewhere down here should we get the setup. But like I said, guys, I'm not going to be trading today. I've got a stinking migraine coming back and struggling at looking at the screen. So I do apologize if I seem a little bit off key today. In fact, let me just see if a little bit of music can sort me out. Okay, there we go. I'm not interested in any sells at the minute. Sells would have been way up there. So yeah, I'm going to wait for price to either break up here to look for longs, or there's going to be no trade on DAX for me. Yeah, yeah, just above here. That would be the only thing that I would look at today. Nothing else. Oh, look at gold, you little swine. So gold was looking gold was looking quite good actually for a period, and then it just literally. If I show you the 15 minute, I was half tempted to take a trade, but then I came out. So if you look, the market came down. We had this downrange candle, but with an open and close very near the high. The next candle was an uprange bearish candle. The next candle was an uprange bullish candle. Then the next 15 minute closed back down below that level. So I had an order above here which I cancelled. Um, typical. So I had gold on the screen over here, but I hadn't noticed that it literally just popped. So sorry guys, I missed one there for us. Uh, that's rather frustrating. Never mind. So we've got the all-time high. So this is the thing about when you've got clear candle space, right, guys? If you've got clear candle space and the market breaks structure highs, you've got you stand a very good chance of the market moving, even if it doesn't go the entire way, you've got a very good chance of it moving a considerable amount of pips. So there was easy pips there, easy pips, but I literally came away and didn't bother looking when it closed at the lows. I just walked away and thought, right, I'll look at the other markets first and then come back. So I do apologize, guys. Now that really has messed up the session. If there was going to be one trade, I think we need the DAX to drop some more points, another 20, another 20 to 30 points drop down here, and then a bullish candle could give you a setup on the DAX. So this could be your early entry, and then if it does continue to push higher, a break above here. Mm, I, yeah, I I wouldn't be looking at anything here right now. This is too high in the range because look where it stopped. It literally stopped where if you go down to a 5 minute chart, you're probably going to see a little resistance level here. And there you go. So the reason I said that is because if you look where you see this small wick here and the wick there, that means that price came down, then went up, created a high, and then dropped back down. So you know there's going to be a small amount of resistance there. And that's literally where price came to, and then it's dropping back. I'd sit tight now. This trade, if you're going to take a trade here, you buy from down here near the support level, or you buy as it breaks out, or you buy as you get the false break. When you're in the middle of the ranges, that's the highest probability of a trade to screw up. You know, give yourself the highest pro. Don't fiddle in the middle. Yeah, love it. Oh, don't diddle. Yeah, so look, that's it. These ranges, they're great to trade from if you've got clear candle space and you're near support or you're near resistance. When you're near structure, it will help. You have a higher probability of success. When you're in the middle, it's no man's land. Yeah, you don't want to be in no man's land. Oh, guys, struggling a bit here today. Do apologize. Um, yeah, I'd stay away from it, guys. Look, if you think about it, that was the trade, that was the one, that was the winner, and that's the one that we missed. So let someone else try and take the whatever's left on this little move up, because I don't want to be there trying to scrape the barrel at the last. It is where discipline comes in, and thank the Lord, I would say 90% of the time we have great discipline. There is times where my discipline lacks, and like I said this morning, uh, discipline is something that you'll never get perfect, but and it's something that always needs to be worked on. You know, discipline, right? It takes ages to create it, and you can shatter it in a split second. Um, And that's the same with confidence, you know, you gotta, it's something you always have to stay on top of. It doesn't matter what anyone says about, oh, just take another trade or you just do this. You know, if you've done something detrimental and your confidence is rocked a little bit, it's not that easy to just jump straight back on the horse. I know people say it is, and other people are a lot stronger willed. I'm one of those. Um, you know, you'll be amazed at it. This is probably one of the most challenging uh, industries or little career paths that I would say there is, because you're bringing in so many different facets of discipline. You've got to be disciplined to follow the process, and you need a process, which a lot of people don't. You need to be disciplined with your risk management. You need to be disciplined with your self-control. Um, when it and because you're not really in control of the outcome, that adds another variable on it. Whereas let's say you want to get into good shape. You want to have a six pack or an eight pack, or you want to be 5% body fat. You are in control of the outcome. You know what calories to put in. You know what exercise to do. You know what weights to lift. You know how many reps. And if you don't know that, you get a coach that does. With trading, you can do all the back testing. You can be as disciplined as you want. You can have the process that works X amount of times, but you will never control the outcome. The only thing we can control in trading is how much money we risk. The rest of it is we have to lay it down to the law of gods, averages, probability. So that's why discipline in this industry, and especially where money's involved, then it adds another set of emotional challenges that we have to deal with. But one thing is, it's certainly one of the most rewarding. Yeah. You think where you can go and get funding as cheap as you can, where you can go and work from anywhere in the world. You can literally earn as much as you want per hour or per minute. There's no hourly rate. It just comes down to how much capital you can get your hands on. Funded accounts, that gives you literally infinite amount of capital. You just need to be able to pay for them in the first place, and you need a process to be able to make them pay out. So a little bit like our guys, Leon, Peter Armand, all doing super well. Anna doing super well. Rich is on a big comeback. Jodie's doing well. Who else? Peter Cole was doing well. He passed two phases. So discipline is freedom. Nice. Okay, so look, Dax is in our hotspot now. It's in our hotspot. I won't be trading though, guys. I'm not trading. My eyes are heavy. My head's hurting. And I can't get comfortable for love nor money. So we need to wait for a bullish candle here, guys. So if you're going to be a buyer of the DAX, maybe you wait for a 30-minute bullish close. Oh, well, let's go back to one of our old favorites, just because there's nothing to look at. It's no. Okay, guys, if you want to trade pound yen, potential. Okay, so I'm not interested in any longs, but if you were to get a close below 190.73, so 190 point. So I'm going to put that on there. I'm not traded it for a long time, and I'm not going to trade it today, but you have 190.74. You've got 105 pips of range to trade into. I'm sure there's some GBP news today, so 105 pip range. It might have already come out, as I told you. Where are you? Forex. There we go. Wednesday. GBP. Yeah, it came out. CPI came in a little bit hot. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. So nothing else there from GBP. Nasdaq. Right, I wonder if there's any sort of news coming out of trade talks between US and EU, because in 3 minutes this candle's going to close, and if it closes below here, there is a sell setup. Yeah, DAX is still pushing. See if we can see anything on housing is under pressure. 120. Oh, it's just come out. Let's have a look, see what that says. Stock markets in the US, UK, and Europe are all hitting record highs. The mood is buoyant. The US is cutting regulation. Optimism is high. You would be mistaken if you think that rising tide lifts all boats. The anchor of the market since the election has been housing related, but due to higher mortgage rates and the Fed pivot back towards neutral borrowing, along with expectations for higher deficit spending, Toll Brothers reported earnings late yesterday and shares are down 6%. While demand was solid in the first quarter, we have seen mixed results so far. Uh, we get the latest report on US housing starts and the consensus for a sharp drop from 1.39 million to 1.39 million from 1.5 million. That looks precipitous, but comes after a 15.8% increase in the prior report. Okay, so they're expecting a drop in housing starts. Uh, well, look, that last 10 seconds has just screwed that 30-minute candle. 26. Uh, it's not nothing. Nothing's quite mapping out the way we want it today. It's breaking the levels. It's going to the zones that we desire. Uh, but the setups haven't been fruitful for us in the way that we would like them to be. Uh, Nothing there. Yeah, it's going to be a quiet session, guys. Nah, there's nothing. I mean, and unfortunately, they've all kind of moved like the way that wanted. On my prop account, I had this area marked out to look for a sell, and literally the damn thing just broke and went without. And then we were watching this area for a buy, and again, I was looking at a different chart because this last candle didn't close very nicely. So I went over to DAX, and again, off it went. But never mind, that's trading, right? You can't win them all. You can't get stressed by it. You can't. You just have to understand that there'll be another trade tomorrow. So how many? I was speaking with the members this morning, and I was basically saying that my best results always come if I do 1 to 3 trades a day. So that might be one in the London session and one in the US session. Um, when I'm having a day of where I just get caught up into the markets and I could be doing a lot of coaching sessions during the day and we're actively looking at the charts, and I go, oh, do you know what? This is set up, I take it. There'll be days where, let's say I do 5, 6, 7, 8 trades, which for me is over trading, but it's something that I have to stop, especially when I'm coaching, just because I see a setup and let's say I've made my money in the morning. I shouldn't trade it, but I'm there in front of the screen, and this is, let's say, the discipline factor. And this is where you go, do you know what? I spent my day doing 5, 6, 7, 8 trades, and I've finished up break even, or I've lost $500, or I've made $1,000, whatever it is. I could do one trade in the morning and call it a day, and I made $700. Or I could do one trade in the morning, one in the afternoon. I'll make $1,200. You can just be a busy fool, right? You can just sit there and trade and stare at the charts for no reason. The best way of trading, and I guarantee you it is you take that one trade. If you make your money in the session, you walk away. You come back. Yes, you're going to miss opportunities, but it doesn't matter. You've got money in the bank. No one can take it away. Just not feeling anything today, guys. There is the only thing, if you get a 30-minute bullish close here, if you got a 30-minute bullish close at this level, haha, no, Lola. Yeah, so look, anywhere in this, so you could say anywhere in that region, there's the highest close. So I think realistically, we're going to look at this. To be fair, you want to maybe wait for an hour bullish close, just to give a bit stronger sentiment. And if you miss a trade, you miss a trade. Don't worry about it. That, like I said, there'll always be more. Do you know what, guys? I'm feeling pretty lousy. Um, I might have to wrap up because I'm not going to be placing any trades. If you've got any questions, just let me know. Any any questions, guys? Thanks, Rich. Yeah. Thanks, team. Appreciate it. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be back. We'll be back. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll catch you 7 a.m. tomorrow. Have a good one.